What did you think about that?
Actually, I didn't know that she only did 15 months until just this past week. I was not really any part of the trial. I didn't even remain in the same state. And I found out later when the prosecuting attorney called me that she got charged and was sentenced to 6 years for willful neglect of a child. I was under the impression that she would have to do all 6 of those years. And I found out just this past week she only served 15 months.
So you weren't even aware that she only did 15 months?
No, I wasn't.
You thought she was going to do 6 years?
Even 6 years wouldn't have been enough.
I'm not going to allow her to come and tell you what happened.
Okay.
If you would like to know, I'll tell you. I'm not going to allow her to come and tell you what happened because I think she's doing it for herself. She's older now, she's sickly, and I think she wants redemption. She wants to go to her grave in peace. And I think she wants to get something from you. And whether you want to give it or not, I'm not going to allow her to have it.
I want nothing from her, and I have nothing to give her.
For doing what she did to your boy, she's not getting anything.
But
I want to ask you, do you want to know what she had to say? And if you don't want to know, I'm okay with that too.
I'm thinking about that one because part of me says, well, yeah, I'd kind of really like to know, and another part of me says, no, I don't need to know because when all of it happened, they asked me then, the police investigators and everybody asked me then if I felt like she was being charged with enough, if I felt like she was going to do enough time. And I told them then that prison was never going to be a punishment that would fit, that would ever work. Because if she was telling the truth and it was an accident, prison time would be enough. But if she was lying and there was anything that she had done deliberately to kill my son, knowingly, then I prayed to God that He would punish her for it, that it would eat at her.
Do you want to know what she had to say?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to know what she had to say?
Yes, I do.
She came on the show and she told me that she gave your son alcohol because he was crying. And she deliberately took those pills and stuffed them down your boy's throat. And she took a lie detector test, and she's telling the truth. She's not making up a story. She's telling the truth. She did it on purpose.
What?
She's a murderer. The thing is, and we contacted the police and we wanted to see if we could get her recharged on this, reopen the case, and we can't, and they won't because of double jeopardy. So nothing can be done to her because they screwed it up, and she took a plea, and it was a sweetheart deal for her, and the only punishment she gets is she gets nothing from you, she gets nothing from me, she gets no redemption, she gets nothing. She gets to go in her grave knowing that she did this and she's going to suffer for it, and she's going to rot in hell.
I asked God to punish her in the first place. He's been punishing her this long and letting it eat at her this long. I hope it eats her until she's gone. I hope she lives till she's 150 and it eats at her every single day of it. I hope it eats worse than cancer. That woman destroyed my life. Not just my child's life. My life.
I'm going to give you the opportunity. Would you like to speak to Jeannie? I won't let her say one word, but I want to give you an opportunity if you want to say something to Jeannie. And we'll do it right here. It's up to you.
Yes, I think I do.
All right. I'll go get her. Just have a seat. We'll be right back. Kimberly wants to say something to you.
Okay.
When you go in that room, you don't say a word. Not one word. I don't want you bawling in her. I don't want you crying. And you don't get to say one word to her.
Yes, sir.
I don't care if she asks you anything. You keep your mouth shut and you listen to what she has to say.
Yes, sir.
Jeannie, we're here today at your request. I've heard what you told Steve. I understand that you no longer have a relationship with your own son. I turned your punishment over to God a long time ago because I didn't feel like the public legal system could ever do enough, no matter what they did. And I asked him then if it ever turned out that you lied, that it was no accident, that you did this on purpose, that it would eat at you for the rest of your life. Apparently it does. Apparently it has. I hope it always does. And if you've lost your own son in any way because of this, you asked for it. I had nothing to do with it, but you deserve it. The only difference is that your son is still out there walking and alive and building his life. My son never had that. And the rest of my life was destroyed because of what you did to him. If your life has been bad because of that, good. I hope it hurts. I hope it hurts forever. I hope until there is no time limit. There is no time limit. If you burn in hell for this, I hope you feel every flicker of flame and every degree. But more than anything else, I hope somewhere down the line you go confess to the person that really needs to hear it, and you bend your knees to God, because He's the only one that can ever give you absolution, peace, or forgiveness, because you'll never get it from me. And that's all I have to say to you.
Get out. You must have some memories of your son.
Of course I have memories of my son. He was my first child. He was my only child at the time. I was only 22. Yes, I have memories. I have memories of the pain that followed when the only thing I wanted was to feel his arms around my neck where they used to be. And I know as a father, you know how that feels. And even though I've had other children since then, I've adopted children since then, as a parent I can tell you, I don't care how many children you have, if you lose one, there will never be another pair of arms that can replace them. There will never be another child that fits in your arms the same way. You won't love them any less, but they're not going to fit the same. They're not going to feel the same. They're not going to be a replacement. My son was my everything. He was my life. He was my reason for living. And to lose him, I lost myself. For several years, it was very, very bad. I did a lot of stupid things. I didn't care. didn't care if I lived or died. I certainly lost whatever good name I had, because just if people only know your face and they don't know who you are as a person, they'll believe anything. Anything anybody tells them. And nobody tells you, well, she made a mistake and her son got killed because of it. They run around saying she killed her son. And so everybody looks at me like I'm a killer, and this woman gets off scot-free, almost.
Well,
Does less time than most people do for repeated speeding tickets.
well, maybe this is, at least you get something out of it. You get the fact that she came on, she confessed, the whole world's going to see. Everybody that you know is going to see. I don't know. I would hope that it could give you some peace, but I don't know. I can never understand the depths of your pain, the suffering of losing a child.
I hope you never have to go through any of it yourself. I hope nobody in your audience ever has to experience it. I hope nobody anywhere in the world ever has to lose a child to somebody else's stupidity. And if there is anything that happened on this show today that will prevent it from ever happening to just one more child, just one child, then my son didn't die for no reason. So thank you.
Thank you.
Set furnishings provided by Rent-A-Center. We make it easy to make it your own.